Hello, it's Mike, TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Rockwood Roo 183 travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around your hybrid here and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things to take into consideration when you're parking. On your campsite, I want you to leave plenty of room for this awning. Of course, our bunks as well. One on each end, as well as you one on the side. Also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to plug back in on the rear corner on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and your water connections toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Get you a good long water hose. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch. First thing we're going to do is level our unit. Unit comes with a hand crank. Right will bring it up, left will bring it down. Bring that up and down to your level. Once you're level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit have these little scissor jacks, 3/4 inch handle on your hand crank. While I run these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Those pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot black top. Going to better distribute the weight. Run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. We're only going to run these down until we've got some resistance on our hand crank and it feels like it's going to start lifting the unit. We don't want to lift it. We're already level. Run all four of them down on each corner. We can hook up our power and water next. Rear corner back here, you got big long 30 amp cord. The way these go in now is they'll go in at say 10 o'clock, turn it to noon, then put on your gray washer. At the end of this 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, and your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer. Got your power plugged in, let's hook up your water. The campsite, you're going to hook up to a city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use these. Hook that up to your city water connection. Hook up your hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. We got one more step. Right down here is our hot water heater. All we're doing at this point, make sure our drain plug's back in there. Throw some plumber's tape around here, not putty. Plumber's tape. Get that in there nice and snug. Then you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go inside and open up all of our beds. All we're going to do is release our corners. Should be locked. Set it down. Around to the front. Repeat the same process on all three beds. Make sure you keep these locked. Don't let it fall. Guide it down. And from inside the unit, for each bed, we're going to have a shepherd's hook. A straight end and a curved end. Curved end is going to stay out here. Straight end. Alright, so what we're trying to accomplish here is get this round end here inside this black piece right here. Get that in there. Push that. Oops. And I had to do one-handed. Push this out one-handed. Alright. And then hook this end up on here. Alright, we got all the beds down. Purpose of opening everything up is so we can get in here and open up all of our water lines. Open up our water lines, get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Same thing in the bathroom and the showers. Get all the air out of the lines, then you can shut them off and you're all set. Now let's say we're going to go camping. And we're going to go dry camping. In that case, we're just going to fill up our freshwater tank. Our freshwater tank is going to be over on our campsite. Over here next to our hot water heater is going to be our freshwater tank. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or on the inside where you check the levels of your tank, there's also a freshwater button. Don't leave this unattended while you're filling it. Once it's full, put your cap back on here, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Continuing here on the off-camp side. City water. This antifreeze inlet. Big pass-through storage here. Our freshwater drain. Right there at the bottom of the freshwater tank, our hot water heater. Our freshwater tank. Cable and satellite hookups. Coming to the rear of the unit here. Got a hot and cold shower. Down there's where we'll dump our tanks. Our power. Got a storage here where we keep your power at. Spare tire with a cover. Our rear bunks. Over on our campsite, our awning, I'll pop that out here shortly. We got a porch light, a couple of outdoor speakers, a vent for our hood range, access to the back of our fridge, quick connect LP, our low point drain for leaving the campsites, power over here, cable if you want to hook your TV up, there's a hookup for that. It's a flue for your furnace. A couple things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear of that. It does get hot. Coming to the front of your unit, your propane does come with a regulator. So if you point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty loose it open, green means you've got gas. Okay, porch light up here as well. Again, check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose going down the road. Let's go take a look on the inside. Coming up in the unit, first thing I like to point out, your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. 110 with GFCI reset right here. Coming into the unit, we got our control panel up to our left here. Start on the bottom here with your brand new battery. Here's where you check our levels. Black tank, gray tank, and freshwater tank. Or fresh, black and gray, excuse me. Over here's where you turn on your water pump. Here's where you turn on your water heater. No slides here. Interior lighting. Porch lighting. Coming into the unit, we've got a microwave, light and fan above your cooktop. Glass top makes a nice backsplash. On this one here, you need a stick lighter. Turn that to light these. We got our sink, access panel to our to a drawer and all of our water lines in here. Up here is our Dometic fridge. Turn that on here. Push this in for auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you're on gas. Lift that up, and now you're strictly on gas. If that light comes on, check your gas. Thermostat, let's crank up the heat. Hear that come on? I'm going to shut that off. You'll notice that it's going to take a few minutes before that fan cycles through and shuts off. Come down here, breaker box and fuses, ton of 15s, a couple 40s. Battery disconnect. That would disconnect all the battery power to the unit. Coming into our bathroom. Access to your water lines in here. You have a hand crank open. Power exhaust here. .110 there. We've got a carbon monoxide propane detector here. This is running off 12 volt, so if you are out dry camping, if you're going to be gone for the day, use that battery disconnect over there to keep this from your battery down. Power, storage, lots of storage. We've got a smoke alarm up here. This antenna, crank it all the way to the right to bring it up. Sound system. See if I can pick up any channels in here. Where's my volume at?
Not to set roll up, but you got it at 1,000. You got it at 1,000 on Friday. Okay. Did not get one of them wrong. Let's start with a hard one.
Oh, there it is. There's the volume.
The science guy.
So indoors.
No, don't say he's the worst. Is he the worst or is he the best?
And outdoors.
Stereotype, it's scientists for the most part. Well, socially awkward. I'd say he's shy. I'd say bad.
Front, rear, and then outdoors.
So kind of.
Down below that, television. See if I can find your remote here. When you arrive at the campsites, go into your menu, run a digital channel scan. That'll allow you to pick up more channels where you're at. Bunch of miscellaneous things in this drawer here, including your remote, water filter, silverware holder. Your table here will fold down. Just push this yellow piece to the right. That'll fold your table down. Put your table down these wooden legs. Put your cushions down flat. That'll give you another place to sleep as well. One more power exhaust hand crank open. Exhaust vent up here. And lastly, we'll come down, show you the AC working. That's pretty nice. And that about covers everything in here. Now let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. So the first thing I like to do is come over and shut off my interior lights. Then I can see that every light that's left in here is going to be an accent light that I need to walk through it and individually shut off. Now that I've done that, I can come back over here and just touch interior and nothing comes on. Alright, now bringing these beds down, I want to show you all the way on the rear one here. You can actually stand these up and where that your bed will be all out of the way. So I like to grab the mattress and pull it up out of the way. Now we're just going to push this forward. That's going to release that. Let that fall down. Push your mattress back up here. Stand that back up. Otherwise we won't be able to get that up from the outside. It's usually a two-person job. Push your fabric in on both sides and lock them in. Alright, come back up in here, shut off our interior lights. Well, you can shut all them off and exit the unit. Make sure any of our vents up here are closed. And lights are off. Bring up our steps. Now if we are out dry camping, we're going to come around the other side. We're going to get up underneath there and dump our freshwater tank. Bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever we need. For the campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, our cable, hook up our hitch, and head on up to our dump station. That's the dump station parked accordingly. The dump's going to be on the rear of the unit here, just behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Go hook up your 10-foot hose and pull your black handle. Once that black handle sounds like it's no longer draining, go inside and check the levels of your black tank. If it shows empty, come out here and close your black and pull your gray. Once your gray is empty, go ahead and close that. While my grays are draining, I like to do two things. Come around here to my low point drains, get up underneath there and drain them, and then come to our hot water heater. We're done camping for the season. You want to get all this stagnant water out of here. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, it's going to dump hot water out of there. When that's done, push that down, and then you can pull your drain plug for residual hot waters. Hook up our hitch and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Roo for many years to come. Happy camping.